to Lifestyle Buzz Today with Orlando. Fresh, innovative, entertaining talk about topics we are all in one way or another involved with. And now here's your host, Orlando Burgos.
Well, hello, fellow humans. Welcome to another edition of The Connection to Better Living, or the antidote for boring radio. And I like to start with some kind of a serious announcement. I have been diagnosed with a situation here that may make me erratic for the next few days. It's called soccer fever. FIFA soccer fever, baby. It's here. It started today. I saw the first game today. Oh, my God. This fever of mine happens every 4 years, and it makes me somewhat irresponsible, okay? Because it's a sport that I just love to watch, and I used to play it and whatnot. You like soccer?
I do. I do like it. I've grown to like it a lot more. Of course, you're speaking about the World Cup in Qatar. I believe the first game was Ecuador versus Qatar, and Ecuador did manage to beat Qatar 2-0. I also understand, too, that shortly before, 2 days before the World Cup opened, Qatar announced that alcohol would not be served to the stadiums.
I know. And you know what? You have to figure that the people like Budweiser, $12 million they paid, to help sponsor the thing, and they can't sit. You cannot even. I don't know if you can advertise it, but you cannot sell it. They should have known better.
Yeah, if you go on social media, though, right now, you're going to see a lot of ingenious ways that people are doing to actually get their cold beverage into the stadium. And it's
the hypocrisy is, though, if you're willing to pay $19,000 for a private box, you can swig all the beer you want. So what's the difference? It's the same stadium. I mean...
Yeah, there's a lot of controversy about the Qatar even being awarded the World Cup with certain human rights violations they've been accused of, and they're not doing it at the normal time of the year, because if they did it in the normal time of the year in Qatar, it would be way too hot to actually do the World Cup.
Right now, they actually had a problem because the temperatures were in the 90s, up in the 90s, So anyway, okay, let's get back. But the fever will subside within the next few days.
Is there a particular side you're rooting for?
Well,
Team USA or
I have two teams that I back with all my love and all my heart and all my soul. Is Costa Rica, obviously, and the U.S. And the only thing that I pray is that they don't end up having to play each other for the cup.
That's a King Solomon situation. Which child do you select?
Oh yeah, I know. It's like. It actually happened a few years ago where they were playing, I forget where it was, but it was like 2 tournaments back. They ended up really challenging each other. And I'm like, oh, God, now what do I do? But in the meantime, all right, well, we have a lot of show coming up. And why don't we take a little bit of a break? We'll be right back.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now. 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
All right, we are back again. And before we get to the show on the road here, I want to say a very warm hello to my Dr. Orlando Acosta in beautiful Tijuana. He happens to be my dentist, and he's been working in fixing a little situation that I had in my mouth, I guess. And I have to tell you, I have been afraid of dentists for like all my life, especially when they sit there and they wave that big old needle in front of you. But Dr. Acosta happens to be one of the finest people I've ever met, and his staff is ridiculously wonderful, so friendly, modern technology, the greatest. I mean, I couldn't be happier. I mean, and besides, I get to go down a couple of hours, go down to Tijuana, have some nice food. There's some nice, great places to eat there, stay, the whole thing. So it's been a process, but I also have been enjoying every single visit myself. All right. It seems to me that people are enjoying a little, I don't know if it's enjoying too much or not doing anything about it, but it seems to me that people are living in a pressure cooker all of a sudden. And being that this is a lifestyle show, I notice all these things because if you're not within your area of satisfaction, happiness, joy, there is no way that your lifestyle can be anything but morose, and I feel that people need to chill a little bit more than they do. I mean, there's always going to be problems. I hear way too much complaining from the people I talk to all the time. And you know what? Life has really never been ideal 100%. Am I on track on this?
Yeah, no, I think you're 100% on track. I think that not only is there a sense of cynicism, but also, a sense of a lack of perspective.
Yeah.
From a lot of people. Just the other day, I was talking to somebody who took a trip, a vacation, and they were staying at a very, very, very nice resort. Very, very nice resort. And the breakfast, I guess, they wanted to order something off menu. Mm-hmm. And the resort did as best as they could to provide that for them. But this person was just absolutely apoplectic that they didn't get exactly what they wanted for breakfast.
Yeah.
And, talking about that lack of perspective, I mean, think of how many people around the world don't even have the opportunity to eat breakfast.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, like you see people out there begging for whatever it is, people picking stuff from the waste baskets to eat because there's, but that sense of realism, that sense of what can I say, humanity maybe, is what I address as the fact that I think we're missing a screw somewhere, or to tighten the screws or adjust the bolts or whatever, because especially like when you travel, you're not home anymore. You're not in Kansas, Toto. You are wherever you happen to be, and you need to adjust. We talked about this several times. You need to adjust. You know what? There's people that travel different places and they take their pillows, they take their blankets, they take whatever. That's okay. If they make it feel comfortable, it's fine. But they cannot actually just take a menu to a restaurant and say, "Prepare this for me." To say, because this is what I'm familiar with. You're there to explore. You're there to see. But is that only going abroad? It's here too, it's locally, you go to a Mexican restaurant and then you go to two other ones and you order chile verde at one and at the other, and all of them. every single one, or the huevos rancheros or whatever, every single one is going to be different, you know? So what is the takeaway from this? Explore. See which one you like better, and then go back there. I mean, that's about it. But don't act like you're being cheated if you don't get exactly what you expect.
Yeah, and just because, as both you and I are big Chili Verde connoisseurs, I mean, just because you go and have Chili Verde and it's not the exact same way that you've liked it, doesn't make it any better or worse than Chili Verde.
Right.
It's just different.
It's just different. That's it. You know what? For many, many years, ever since I was a kid, I had this super dislike of onions. Okay? But ever since I migrated here to the U.S., a hamburger without onions was just not a hamburger. I mean, for me, it had to have a brown piece of onion. Now, if you were to chop it in little pieces like they do at certain fast food places, it didn't go with me. I don't know. It was just the idea of biting into tiny little pieces of onions, where I could munch on a big chunk. I don't know what it's idiosyncrasy, but the fact is that over time, what I have learned to do is, at first I used to blend onions with a little bit of water, and put it in beans and all of that, because I like the taste. I just don't like seeing the big.
You don't like the texture of the small, yeah.
Looking at the big.
Well, you mentioned something that I think is really interesting too, and I think this affects a lot of people, is that, when you're a little kid, you develop certain, likes and dislikes that sometimes stay with you, even if they become irrational later in life.
Yeah.
Like, I hated mushrooms as a kid. I was disgusted by mushrooms.
Really?
And then I got older, and as you start to actually be like, well, maybe I'll try this again. And then I love mushrooms now. Mushrooms are one of my most favorite things to eat. And so you really need to, be willing to, exit your comfort zone a little bit, not only from your childhood, but also as an adult as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's just, you're right about the fact that, because when I was a kid, I hated rice. But I hated rice because my dad hated rice. My dad, forget it, And in Costa Rica, I mean, rice is
it's a staple for almost, I would say 3/4 of the world.
Yeah. But here's the thing. In Costa Rica, we have a dish called gallo pinto, which is beans and rice. Both my dad and I loved gallo pinto. I mean, so think about that. I mean, it's like, so sometimes I think about it and I go like, so what exactly was it that I didn't like about rice? I mean, or whatever. It's just like, you go through self-analyzing about the fact that maybe what I was thinking was a little bit on the crazy side.
Yeah, and things evolve too. I mean, I'm sure plenty of people from your generation and my generation hate Brussels sprouts, because the way that we ate Brussels sprouts growing up is that they were steamed and they were, flavorless and had a weird texture. But now you go to a bistro pub or Ruth Chris or something like that, and you get Brussels sprouts, browned with brown sugar, balsamic vinaigrette, and bacon, and it's like one of the most delicious things you can ever eat.
Food is there talking to you. So let's take a little bit of a break. When we come back, more fun.
Have you heard about vine to bar chocolate? It's the winemaker's chocolate, the world's first chocolate made with well-vined Chardonnay marc from the beautiful coastal vineyards of North America. Gently pressed grapes are harvested after juicing, dried and finely milled and carefully blended into the finest dark chocolate. The Chardonnay mark contains highly beneficial grape nutrients, flavonols, and has a natural sweetness that flavors the luscious dark chocolate. Mouth-watering, flavorful, delectable dark chocolate goodness with Chardonnay sweetness and beneficial nutrients. And it's alcohol-free, too. It's Vine to Bar chocolate. Order some today at vinetobar.com. That's vinetobar.com. Cold shipped to your door, it's Vine to Bar. Vine to Bar chocolate. Visit us at vinetobar.com.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110. Guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify.
800-349-6855. 800-349-6855. 800-349-6855. That's 800-349-6855.
You order a glass of your favorite Cabernet, fresh asparagus, hollandaise on the side, a filet, medium rare. You unfurl your napkin with a flair, close your eyes, and prepare to listen. Ah, there it is. The sweet music you long to hear. The sizzle. The sizzle of a Ruth's Chris steak.
The most magnificent corn-fed prime beef, broiled to perfection at 1,800 degrees. Some call it a sizzle. We call it an anthem.
As the waiter approaches, you think, is this one mine or that one?
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Like Ruth always said, life's too short to eat anywhere else.
Make a reservation online at ruthschris.com or by calling 800-544-0808.
Well, heck. No red wave. You know what? We're not a political show, but we are going to mention the fact because it seems to me that a lot of the division in our society that we have is related to politics. And I have to tell you one thing. Why in the heck do we allow for that to happen? You know, I mean, we're all human beings. We should be able to make our own choices about what we want and who we want to vote for and whatever without fear. And that is something that has actually been more interesting, the fact that for some reason or another, we no longer have the ability to be able to talk open about likes and dislikes without having all of a sudden offending somebody and whatnot. So the red wave did not happen. So now what? Those who were following the red wave or the blue wave or whatever are going to be like for the next 2 years throwing rocks at the other side. I mean, I don't understand it. You know, you think so?
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. That's what we do.
Well,
but yeah, I don't want to talk politics that much either. But one thing I will say is that the art of polling, which some would say is a science, some would say is an art, is tragically flawed at this point. This is the third straight election where the pundit class, the polling class, has predicted the outcome, and the opposite actually happened.
Yeah.
And there's all sorts of reasons why that happens. A lot of the polls are still conducted on landline telephones, and therefore you're going to get an older audience, and therefore a more conservative sampling size. So to all those pollsters out there, Nate Silver and others, stop relying on the same kind of methodology you used to conduct polls before, and maybe rely more on focus groups. Yeah,
I mean, you're right in the respect that we're not a political show and we're not going to be discussing that. my only real reason why I mention it periodically is because being a lifestyle show, sometimes the politicking really does not allow for people to move forward with their dreams, their desires, what their wants.
And think about it. I mean, we have Thanksgiving coming up.
Yeah.
And think about how many times you've heard people be like, "Oh God, Uncle Bill's coming to Thanksgiving with his crazy, left or right views." Insert ideology here.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, who cares? You don't. And if you're only talking and arguing about politics at the Thanksgiving table, it means A, you're a narcissist because you just want to prove how smart and right you are, or B, you have nothing else to talk about.
Yeah.
There's plenty of things to talk about. Talk about what you're watching on Netflix.
Yeah.
Talk about sports. Talk about who looked good at the Emmys last year. There's so many other things you can talk about than politics.
You know what the problem is, though, Mike? Here we go about the fact that you say off-wall comment about a beautiful woman, let's say. You mentioned such and such, what a beautiful woman. Even some women at the table are going to say, the way you say you're such a lech because you're objectifying the female form. And you go like, huh? What I did say was the fact that she's a very pretty, very beautiful, attractive woman.
When I see a Ferrari on the street and I'm like, that's a beautiful Ferrari, am I objectifying that Ferrari? Is the Ferrari offended? Are Ferrari owners offended?
Well, probably because you're drooling on somebody else's fender when you see the Ferrari, that they get offended. No, the fact is that we should be able to say things that, are just obvious out there. It's really funny because many years ago, my daughter brought her boyfriend to the house during a World Cup, and he is American Jewish, and he doesn't know anything about soccer at that time, but he was looking at the girls that were, the Latinos. Hey, they like to show their bodies, Latino women,
Don't
Latino
get me started
guys.
Those Colombian girls. Those Colombian girls at the World Cup. Woo!
Yeah, you're objectifying there. So So anyway, so he became like a fan of watching the dancers and all that type of stuff. Then he says, "Am I doing this wrong?" I said, "No, sure, you're very right. You have good taste." Oh man. So anyway, no. Speak openly. Say what you want. Don't be offensive. Just be yourself.
And don't call somebody out like you said about saying that a woman's beautiful. Don't call somebody else out just for the sake of calling them out to make yourself feel better.
I know. We'll be right back.
Experiencing pain, back pain, shoulder, elbow, or hand pain from a sports injury? If so, schedule a visit with Dr. Michael Sheps, the leading expert in laser therapy for pain management. Call 310-873-4422 or go to drsheps.com. Experience Epic T, the breakthrough laser therapy system that Dr. Sheps developed to make you pain-free in less time. Laser therapy is a non-invasive, safe, and effective in-office procedure that penetrates deep into your skin without damaging the tissue. It perfectly targets areas of pain to promote fast, natural healing. Relax your muscles, ease muscle spasms, joint stiffness, and arthritis pain while increasing blood circulation. For over 25 years, Dr. Sheps has helped Olympic athletes and sports enthusiasts alike get back in the game. Schedule your visit with Dr. Sheps at his Brentwood office in California. Call 310-873-4422 or visit drsheps.com. That's DRSHEPS.com, 310-873-4422.
Do you have Medicare and do you use a CPAP machine? This is a national healthcare alert regarding your CPAP supplies. Using a clean CPAP mask and clean supplies is important to staying healthy. The best way to make sure your CPAP equipment is clean is to get new supplies. If you have Medicare, we have great news. Medicare will pay for you to have new clean supplies every 90 days. We'll even do all the paperwork for you to make sure that there's little to no out-of-pocket cost to you. And you don't even have to leave your home. We provide free in-home delivery. So if you're a CPAP user and you have Medicare, staying healthy with new CPAP equipment is easy. Just make this free phone call right now to get started.
Sponsored by Specialty Medical. 800-846-2153. 800-846-2153. 800-846-2153. That's 800-846-2153.
Hi, this is Fred Dwyer talking about my favorite Italian restaurant, Angelo's and Vinci's at 550 North Harbor Boulevard in downtown Fullerton. A fantastic place to eat. Come inside and dine in our Italian town square, complete with a 10-foot Christmas tree. That's right, 10 feet. Enjoy our food made from secret family recipes. Pasta, chicken, seafood, salads, and our delicious pizza. Incredible desserts, including my favorite, the tiramisu, flown directly in from Italy. Feel the spirit at Angelo and Vinci's, 550 North Harbor Boulevard in Fullerton, California. Call 714-879-4022 or visit angelosandvincis.com. That's angelosandvincis.com.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Welcome back with Orly at the helm, along with co-pilot Mike of the good ship Lollipop here at Lifestyle Buzz and the mighty CRN network. I have to tell you, if you have a radio, if you have a way to tune in to really great entertainment, CRN is the only place to go. One thing I've been noticing is this year is like, as opposed to the last couple of years, people seem to be getting more and more in the spirit of each season. Have you noticed that?
I have, yeah. I have noticed that.
What I also noticed is the fact that people are a little bit more eager in the celebration, because originally, you had 4th of July, you see flags all over the place, all that going on. And then what was next? Halloween?
4th of July.
Veterans Day.
Veterans Day, but yes, there's flags up for Veterans Day. And then, Halloween. Thanksgiving, Christmas, Valentine's Day after that.
Yeah, but during the Halloween, you saw more people getting up with this gigantic skeletons. Did you see them?
I have a theory about that, actually. I have a theory because I've noticed that not only this Halloween, but also this coming holiday season, people are putting their Christmas trees up right now.
Oh yeah, that's where I was heading. The fact that people are getting more excited, and right after they took down this big skeleton that we're putting up, Scarecrow.
Yeah, and I always thought that it was kind of like just not done, that you would put your Christmas tree up after Thanksgiving. That's how I was raised, but My theory is that for the past pretty much almost 3 years, we had COVID. We had the kind of, we had all sorts of stuff going on with that. And, especially the first 2 years when there was lockdowns and people were working from home, you weren't out and about and not seeing, like you weren't walking into your Rite Aid or your Vons, once a week and seeing all the Christmas decorations. You weren't driving around on your daily commute, seeing people with the little elves on their cars and stuff like that. And so I think people are like, well, I need to make that happen myself.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot more people during COVID, because they weren't experiencing that joy of all the decorations and the spirit of the season, I think a lot of people are like, well, I'm going to do that for myself. And I noticed a lot of that in my own personal circle is people who never really, even put up a Christmas tree before. During COVID, they did. Or they never really did Halloween decorations before, or even gave out candy. They just flipped the lights off. Yeah. Now they are interested in doing it. So I think that's my theory personally.
Yeah, you know what? I love it. I love seeing that energy out there. People actually putting up lights, and I really, really, totally think that is getting back to normal, getting that groove back, getting that mojo going again, and I love it. I love it because to me, I can honestly say now we can say for real that COVID's still around, but we already seen it in the back mirror, it's no longer that.
We've learned to live with it.
Scary.
Yeah, we've learned to live with it.
Yeah.
I mean, we've lost a lot of people, but we've and rest in peace to all those and also those who are still experiencing symptoms. But it seems like as a nation, we've gotten through that dark side of the tunnel.
Yeah. So I really enjoy it. I really think it's a wonderful experience to be out there. You also see the energy at the stores. You see people walking out there with decorations and stuff like that, and it's really, really wonderful. I myself, my daughters are the ones who actually get the whole thing going at the house, and Daddy just kind of follows into the.
You supervise.
That's right.
Yeah, you
that's
supervise.
Right. Well, somebody has to hold a wine bottle.
You have to be able to delegate. I mean, that's the best part of management.
Military guy.
Follow the orders.
Follow orders.
You get Article 15 if you don't follow those orders.
Yeah, I know. Court martial my own daughters.
NJP.
Do you live alone?
I do.
Oh, do you?
I do. I live alone. I have pretty much lived alone since I was about 19.
Really?
I like it. Yeah, I really do. Yeah. I have a cat.
I have a dog.
Okay.
Many years ago I moved out of the house and got a really nice apartment. It was a 2-bedroom apartment. I don't know why, I was able to afford it, so there it is. And then a friend of mine says, "Hey, you're not using that room, what you rent me, And I said, well, we've been friends for a long time. Yeah, why not, The thing is that I was flying at the time, and every time I come back from a trip, I would find money on the table with a note. There's no more beer, no more meat. And I'm like, all of a sudden, it's like I'm his personal shopper, because he would eat everything that was in the house, And then I go, no, it's best to live alone. And
yeah, I mean, yeah. I moved out of the house when I was 19, and my first apartment, I had a roommate, and then the next year he moved out, and I stayed in the apartment. And then I moved out of that apartment and I lived with my grandfather for about a year as he was in ill health. And then I moved out and I've been on my own ever since. And yeah, I mean, it can get a little bit lonely sometimes. You just have to kind of stay busy. But also there's, something about, this is entirely my space that is kind of nice about that. And I think it's really important too, for me at least, that I have both my sets of my parents are still close to me.
Okay.
I think it'd be really tough if you lived alone in a city, especially if you just moved to that city and you don't have your friends or family or any of that support network out there. And so I always tell people out there, You know, we have somebody here at the office who, you know, moved out here to become an actor, and his family is, you know, out in Texas. And so we always try to make sure during holiday times, if he's not going to go back to Texas, that he's included in stuff like that, so he's not by himself. And so any listeners out there, you know, who have no people in same or similar circumstances, just reach out to them around holiday time, make sure that they, you know, have something to do, or at least, you know, you're thinking about them so they don't feel too lonely.
Yeah, that is something that I actually miss, because for the longest time, we had a very large crowd of friends. I mean, I'm talking very, very large. But it seems to me that everybody has kind of separated and gone
As
away.
the older you get, you know, people start getting married, have kids, grandkids, whatnot. Yeah, it happens.
Yeah. Anyway, it's always good to have people around that you really appreciate. So let's take a little bit of a break. When we come back, more stuff.
Do you have Medicare, and do you use a CPAP machine? This is a national healthcare alert regarding your CPAP supplies. Using a clean CPAP mask and clean supplies is important to staying healthy. The best way to make sure your CPAP equipment is clean is to get new supplies. If you have Medicare, we have great news. Medicare will pay for you to have new clean supplies every 90 days. We'll even do all the paperwork for you to make sure that there's little to no out-of-pocket cost to you. And you don't even have to leave your home. We provide free in-home delivery. So if you're a CPAP user and you have Medicare, staying healthy with new CPAP equipment is easy. Just make this free phone call right now to get started.
Sponsored by Specialty Medical. 800-846-2153. 800-846-2153. 800-846-2153. That's 800-846-2153.
Have you heard about Vine to Bar chocolate? It's the winemaker's chocolate, the world's first chocolate made with well-vined Chardonnay marc from the beautiful coastal vineyards of North America. Gently pressed grapes are harvested after juicing, dried and finely milled and carefully blended into the finest dark chocolate. The Chardonnay marc contains highly beneficial grape nutrients, flavonols, and has a natural sweetness that flavors the luscious dark chocolate. Mouth-watering, flavorful, delectable dark chocolate goodness with Chardonnay sweetness and beneficial nutrients. And it's alcohol-free, too. It's Vine to Bar chocolate. Order some today at vinetobar.com. That's VINETOBAR.com. Cold shipped to your door, it's Vine to Bar. Vine to Bar chocolate. Visit us at vinetobar.com.
All right. If you missed it, this is your last chance to hear it, okay? Take notes until next year. We talked about this before and I repeat it because I've been hearing it all along. People groan and moan and this and the price of turkeys. Oh, how big of a turkey should I have? Oh, you know, everything seems to be a big woe's me. Listen, if you like turkey and you want to make it, if you have a small family, there's small turkeys. I mean, really think about it. It doesn't mean that you have to have a humongous dinosaur out there sitting at the center of the table. Do what you can with what you have. That is my thing, okay? We talked about it, a couple of weeks ago, that if you don't want to cook a full turkey, you can do like a breast of turkey. But don't let the theme of the holiday go by without representing what it is.
Yeah, all that stress and anxiety people complain about in the holidays, you're doing that to yourself.
Yeah.
No one's making you do this.
Yeah, there's no gun to your head.
The police are not going to come to your house and take you away in cuffs if you're not serving a turkey on Thanksgiving. You can do a chicken. You can do a roast. You can do a brisket.
Yeah.
It's whatever you want.
The whole thing, I come to the conclusion, is about the gathering of people and people that you're close to, you love.
Yeah, and going back to what we talked about earlier in the show is that, if you're invited to a Thanksgiving and you show up to that Thanksgiving and you expect, just because as a kid and growing up you had mac and cheese on the side and there's no mac and cheese there, don't complain. I mean...
Don't throw the mashed potatoes at the host.
Yeah, what are you doing here? You can have mac and cheese 364 other days of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, celebrate what you have, and what you have is those people that you're with, not necessarily, as much as we love the food.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely correct. And that is what I'm saying, is that a lot of people get all stressed out because the price of things are so high. Okay, make it simple. Just don't let it ruin the occasion of what it represents, which is a nice gathering of people you're comfortable with, people you love. That's it.
All right, let's get down to brass tacks. We were having a debate here in the office and on several of the programs at the CRN Digital Talk Radio Network. Cranberry sauce, yes or no?
Absolutely, you have to.
Cranberry sauce, and when you consume the cranberry sauce, do you consume it with the potatoes, stuffing, and turkey all in one bite?
No.
Good man. Good man. Thank you. Thank you, Orlando. No.
Yeah, no, you don't.
That doesn't happen. No.
I
So what? How do you consume your cranberry sauce?
A little bit of turkey,
mm-hmm.
A little bit of cranberry sauce.
Okay, that's it.
That's it.
See, I respect that. So when you have put everything on the plate, right,
mm-hmm.
and then you put a big dollop of cranberry sauce and a big dollop of gravy and mix it all together.
Oh no!
Don't do that. No.
No, you don't. Yeah.
You're right. Cranberry sauce only goes well with a little bit of white meat and
mm-hmm.
a little bit of cranberry sauce. Or the next day, if you're making your turkey sandwich, you put a little bit of cranberry sauce, a little bit of mayo, a little bit of avocado, some white meat, some lettuce, bread. You're good.
That's it. You're good. It's like that goes the same thing. Like if you do like lamb with the mint jelly, you don't put it all over everything else. You just put it a little bit on the.
You don't put mint jelly on your roasted potatoes or on your asparagus.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So there you go. So we got it together here, Mike.
On the same page.
So that settles the first CRN. What, people want to mix it all up?
Courtney, our friend Courtney, she says, cranberry goes with everything on the Thanksgiving plate. And I disagree.
Is she still working here?
We love Courtney, but this is the one part that Courtney has 100% wrong, is that I don't know. I don't want to alienate any listeners out there. I know everybody has their own, routine when it comes to it, but what is your favorite part, food-wise, of Thanksgiving?
I'm not a huge lover of turkey, okay? But I think like a nice slice of the white meat, the breast, okay? And then I'm not a big stuffer anymore. I used to do 2-3 plates of whatever it is. Now I do like a sampler plate. Like there's always ham, the house, and I do the yams, but not the marshmallows. I do a little bit of. I always start with a salad. I have to have a salad. And I'm not a stuffing type of guy.
Really?
No.
Oh, that's my favorite part.
Is it?
That's my 100% my favorite part of the Thanksgiving meal is the stuffing. And I don't understand why people just don't eat stuffing all the time. Why it really only comes out on Thanksgiving.
You know what? My daughter makes really good food. She's really good. And the stuffing she makes, she puts sausage and it's very, very good. Very good. Me, I just sometimes I don't like the overmix of different flavors. I don't know why.
Sometimes they can go a little bit overboard. I talked about this on another show when they put the water chestnuts in there. I'm not necessarily a fan of that, but I like this like a basic, simple sage sausage stuffing.
Yeah, and mashed potatoes.
And mashed potatoes with gravy.
There you go. Okay. So make it simple, make it fun, enjoy yourself. We'll be right back.
more mold, no more damage, no more outdated old bathroom, no more slipping and hurting, no more stress. Make your ordinary bathroom extraordinary for only $99 per month. New shower, new door, new tub, new wall, new anti-slip technology. Be stress-free. Call 800-973-5411. BCI Bath and Shower is made in America for the highest quality. Ask about our military and senior discounts. Your dream bathroom in as little as 1 day. First 50 callers save $1,500 on a never clear glass treated door. Call now for free premium color upgrades. 800-973-5411. Call BCI Bath and Shower, the leader in bathroom remodeling. Be smart, safe, and stay a step ahead of inflation with our interest-free financing options. Call 800-973-5411. Love your bathroom with free upgrades. Call 800-973-5411. 800-973-5411.
Do you want to fly somewhere, anywhere in the world? Smart travelers call myflightsearch.com for the best deals on flight tickets. Going to Manila, Bangkok, London, how about Singapore? Call myflightsearch.com for the lowest flight tickets available. What about a local vacation? Let's say you want to fly to Vegas, Orlando, Miami, Los Angeles, or Denver. Pick up the phone and call myflightsearch.com right now. We have exclusive deals that you can't find anywhere else. The only way you can get these low airline prices is by calling us. We have so many low prices available, we can't possibly tell them to you right here and now. If you're flying somewhere anytime in the next 6 months and you want the lowest airline ticket prices anywhere, you owe it to yourself to save a ton of money. So pick up your cell phone and call myflightsearch.com right now.
Call 800-445-3166. 800-445-3166. That's 800-445-3166. Call now. 800-445-3166.
What are you so happy about? I'm on the pill. Aren't you two a bit old to worry about having more kids? Not her. Me. You lost me there, buddy. Steelman pills. Things weren't always looking up, if you catch my drift. So, my doctor prescribed me a little something. Like Viagra? Yeah, but that's expensive, and it wasn't covered by my insurance. Steelman pills cost me less than $3 a pill, and virtually the same effect. I just called and got over 40 pills for only $99. I have this friend who might be looking and... Well, if your friend wants some help, the consultation is free over the phone. No clinic. Steelman Pills sends it in the mail in a confidential package. I'm on it. I mean, my friend will be on it.
Steelman Pills, going the extra mile to help men with erectile dysfunction.
800-605-1683. 800-605-1683. 800-605-1683. That's 800-605-1683.
All right, we are back again. And there is one benefit to Thanksgiving, and that is that Dallas plays on Thanksgiving.
They're actually playing right now, too, and we can't say the score because we don't want to get sued, but just if you saw the score right now, you'd have a smile on your face.
Anyway, once again, for those of you who enjoy soccer and are not aware, the World Cup is on. Michael, test here. What other sport is actually a world sport? There's only two in the world.
A world team sport?
Recognized as a world competition.
Cricket?
No.
Tennis?
Bingo.
All right.
There's only soccer and tennis.
Both great sports to watch.
Yeah, yeah. Now, one is the Jules Rimet Cup, the FIFA Cup. What's the other one called?
The Confab Cup?
No.
Copa de Americas?
Nope.
Don't know.
The Davis Cup.
Oh, the tennis, Davis Cup, yeah.
Go.
What about golf, though? Ryder Cup?
Well, golf is more of an individual
you're right,
situation, you know, yeah. But right now, there's a big controversy with a new league.
The Live Saudi-funded golf tournament. They're called professional athletes for a reason, folks. They're professional because they get paid.
Yeah.
And so they're going to go where they get paid the most.
I mean, money talks. everything else.
It's the golden rule. Whoever's got the gold makes the rules.
I know. No, but I think there's nothing wrong with competition. I mean, shit, let it all rip out. I mean, it's great. I love the competitiveness, and I think in today's society, there's a lot of people who kind of shy away from competition stuff, and I think they're missing on something very, very wonderful and very character building, and that is, put yourself out there. Let the challenge come to you and try to beat it, and always be in the action mode. Are you?
Yeah, I mean, competition, healthy competition, I think is great, and competition doesn't mean it's not a binary where it means good versus evil or bad versus good. I mean, you see plenty of competitors, on pro and amateur. They compete like crazy, and then once the contest is decided, they're hugging and shaking hands afterwards. What's funny to me is you see you two teams, you see this a lot in college football, is like you see two teams who are bitter rivals. For example, we had UCLA versus USC last night. Mm-hmm. Bitter rivals. And great game, amazing game. USC ended up pulling it out at the end. And after the game, bitter rivals come together and hug and shake hands. And it's the students in the stands that are fighting. It's the fans that are fighting, not the actual competitors themselves.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the kind of attitude you want to take, is that, competition is healthy, it's exciting, but, I mean, we're all brothers in humanity here at the end.
Well, you know what? In many cases, I mean, there's people that go to a stadium and they don't like to wear their team colors because, I mean, somebody's going to take offense by it. And I don't think that is a healthy attitude.
Yeah, I mean, it's become pretty much common knowledge that you shouldn't wear Giants gear to a Dodger stadium, and it's wrong. It's just wrong.
That's it, huh? Just wrong. Well, what can I tell you? In soccer is one where you see team players that actually play together in the European League and all of that. Now they're playing for their national teams and they play against each other.
Yeah, I like it too. At the very end, they always
after the game they're hugging.
Yeah, they exchange jerseys, which I think is always really cool.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, enjoy yourselves. Have a great Thanksgiving. Have the best time ever with your families, with your loved ones, with your friends. And we'll see you next week.